Mary Kelly, the last victim of Jack the Ripper, was discovered in a horrific state. Her body was naked, her throat slit, her abdomen mutilated with internal organs removed, and her face slashed beyond recognition. Forensic analysis concluded that she had been killed by a throat slash before being dismembered. The weapon was a knife about 15 cm long and 2.5 cm wide, similar to those used in previous murders, reinforcing the suspicion that this was the work of Jack the Ripper. A witness testified that around 2:00 a.m. that night, Kelly borrowed 6 pence from a friend before leaving. Shortly after, she was seen with a Jewish man, approximately 30 years old. They seemed familiar with each other, and as they walked past, the man deliberately pulled his hat down to obscure his face. The witness saw Kelly and the man heading toward her home at about 2:45 a.m. Unfortunately, the police were unable to identify this mysterious man. Strangely, after Kelly's murder, Jack the Ripper vanished completely, with no further killings of a similar nature occurring in London. This gruesome string of murders shocked the British public. The name Jack the Ripper became a terrifying legend in Whitechapel. In an effort to track down the killer, British police assembled a top investigative team. They even sought the assistance of novelist Arthur Conan Doyle, the creator of Sherlock Holmes. Despite their efforts, the case remained unsolved. All of the victims shared common traits. They were prostitutes, most have been married and had children, and many were heavy drinkers. There were no signs of significant struggle, indicating that Jack was physically superior and acted swiftly. He always slit his victims' throats from left to right, suggesting skill, youth, and possibly being left-handed or ambidextrous. Additionally, the murder all occurred on weekends, hinting that he had a stable job and only acted on his days off. Queen Victoria also took interest in the case and suggested that the killer might be a butcher working on a ship. She noted that every Thursday and Friday, certain ships from Europe docked at the London port and left by the weekend. This could explain why the murders happened at these times. However, police examined docking records and found no ship schedules that matched the crime dates exactly. The investigation was extensive, with over 2,000 people questioned and screened, narrowing down to 300 suspects, including 80 high-profile ones. Despite this, police found no definitive evidence. By 1892, after 4 years of intensive investigation that drained resources without yielding results, authorities were forced to halt the case. This became one of the most infamous serial murder cases in British and world history. Over a century has passed, yet Jack the Ripper's true identity remains a mystery. Many theories have emerged, with several notable suspects. Montague Druitt, a lawyer and son of a surgeon with a family history of mental illness. His mother and grandmother both suffered from psychiatric disorders and committed suicide. Druitt himself took his own life on December 30, 1888, a month after the last murder, leading many to suspect he was Jack the Ripper. Francis Tumblety, an Irish doctor who harbored extreme hatred toward women, especially prostitutes. He allegedly boasted about owning a collection of female organs. During the murders, he was arrested in Whitechapel for sexual offenses. However, upon realizing he was a suspect, he fled to the United States. The British police attempted to extradite him, but lacked sufficient evidence. Severin Kosminski, a Polish assistant surgeon with medical knowledge and experience working in hospitals. He arrived in England shortly before the murders began, and later poisoned 3 of his wives. His pattern on serial killings led many to link him to Jack the Ripper. He was arrested in 1903 and sentenced to death. Aaron Kosminski, a Jewish immigrant barber in Whitechapel, who suffered from severe mental illness. A witness once identified him as the killer but refused to testify, unwilling to incriminate a fellow Jew. Kosminski was institutionalized in an asylum in 1891 and remained there until his death in 1919. In 2007, British businessman Russell Edwards acquired a shoral belonging to victim Catherine Eddowes at an auction. A forensic lab later analyzed DNA from the shoral, detecting both Eddowes' DNA and matter in an unidentified male. The results indicated a match with Aaron Kosminski's descendants, leading many to believe he was Jack the Ripper. However, some experts questioned the reliability of the findings, arguing that the shoral could have been contaminated due to previous public exhibitions. Furthermore, the DNA report was never independently verified, making the conclusion controversial. The investigative and forensic limitations of the 19th century prevented the case from being definitively solved. If evidence had been preserved, data and modern forensic technology applied, Jack the Ripper might have been unmasked long ago. Yet, to this day, his identity remains unknown. Was he truly Aaron Kosminski, or someone else? Perhaps only Jack the Ripper knows the answer. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more videos to uncover historical mysteries.